Lake Resources is an explorer and developer of lithium in the heartland of Argentina. And joining me today is Steve Promnitz. He's the managing director for the company, listed on the ASX, LKE. Steve, welcome to the show.
It's terrific to be here.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
We get to chat. We get to talk lithium today. You are focused on exploring and developing in Argentina. Tell us about the latest.
Well, as most of your listeners already know, Argentina and Chile produces half the world's lithium, and Argentina's been on a major growth curve since their government changed 2.5 years ago. We were lucky that we actually secured most of our projects as soon as that occurred, but it takes a while going through that exploration development timeline. The good thing is, in the next few months, we're going to be announcing a maiden resource on one of our projects called Cachi. It's about 80 kilometers south of the big producer FMC, and we're about to start drilling next to one of the other producers, Orocobre, and we have leases that actually adjoin them. And what's interesting about that is that at the moment there's a lot of lithium companies, there's only a few developers and ones in production. And what's great about our projects is on the one side, Neurology, we're next to a current producer, there's more than 15 million tonnes actually adjoining our leases. And then our other one is a big standalone, 100% owned, and that's what the end users, the battery makers, the cathode producers are looking for.
So you mentioned you're dealing with 4 projects, right? So amongst them, how much lithium combined do you think you're sitting on?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to provide all of those numbers yet. That's why we have a resource model. But suffice to say that right next to us is a reasonably well-known producer called Albemarle. They have a project called Antofalla, and we would expect our Cachi project to be at least that size. And the nice part about our recent announcements, it's clearly a scale, and the fact you own it 100%, that's awesome.
Well, lithium has been such a hot topic this year, along with cobalt, and we're seeing more and more producers and explorers emerging in this space. How do you plan to stay competitive?
The key thing you've got to have something that actually attracts the downstream end. I mean, we can explore, develop, get a few investors, but how do you really create money? How do you create value? And as you look along the value curve from electric vehicles through lithium-ion batteries to people supplying it, the key kicker is actually in the lithium space and to a little lesser extent cobalt, because it's not controlled by China yet. So the Chinese are producing more than half of the lithium-ion batteries, and the rest are coming from Korea, Japan, and we'll probably see India coming into the space. And so if you have a large project, they want to get security of supply, and we've got one of the largest property packages.
Do you plan to expand out of Argentina? Do you have other jurisdictions you're eyeing?
We've been looking at Chile for some time. The only problem in Chile is that lithium is a strategic metal, so it just makes it a little more complicated. The great thing about Argentina is it's been on a major growth curve in the last 2.5 years, so it's a good place to be.
Are you a managing director operating in the lithium space that's just uber bullish or more conservative?
I'll tell you why I came into this space. So I've been in mining and energy now for 30 years. I've worked in banking, I've worked in equities, and I've been involved in projects. Electric vehicles are going to change the way we live. It won't be long, and we'll have an app on our phone like an Uber, and it'll pull up a Waymo or whatever. An electric vehicle will turn up that's automated at our front door, take us to where we want to go, and then move on. We won't even own cars soon. It's going to completely revolutionize the way we're doing our industry. And at the moment, the technology that goes into that is lithium-ion batteries. And so until that changes in 10 or 15 years, it's a great space to be in.
But is there an alternative to lithium, a replacement?
Well, there is and there will be. It's just not yet. So the key difference is there are barriers to entry. And at the moment, you think about people legislating to say, I'm going to put people on top of a battery. You've got to make sure it's safe. Lithium-ion battery recently celebrated 25 years. It's proven technology.
We've seen all the issues that have plagued Elon Musk and Tesla. Yet you still believe that electric vehicles are coming sooner than later.
Elon Musk was not a car manufacturer, and so it was very ballsy to step into that space and try to do it. Ford has been doing it for 100 years, and they still have issues.
Right. But now Volvo's emerging, right? They want to enter the space. So.
And if you go to China and you drive around on the roads, you see all these electric vehicles we never even hear about. That's where most of the demand is at the moment, but it's changing. And the key driver is legislation. It's one thing to say, let's have a greener planet, let's have less pollution, but we're seeing right across Europe now, drivers through legislation They're not letting cars in certain cities into it, for example, in Germany. Soon you won't be able to drive a diesel vehicle in London or in the centre of Paris. Now you think about all the trucks, all the delivery vehicles that are going to have to turn into being electric. And if you want to see the pace of change, you go to Shenzhen in China. It was only 5 years ago they didn't have any electric buses, now they're all electric. And the amount of lithium that goes into a car, you think about a bus, it's 8 to 12 times, same with a truck. So we're going to have massive demand. Now, I used to work in broking, so when I read some of these reports earlier in the year saying there's going to be oversupply,
Right.
that's just the other side of the trade. It's all about churn. So if I'm really going a one-way trade, I want to sit on the other side, make some money. And it's very interesting, the provider of that information has now done 3 major capital raisings for lithium producers. So,
Well, Steve, best of luck with the project.
these
Continued
are
success.
exciting times.
Hopefully we'll talk again soon and you'll have more
Thank you so
exciting
much.
news for us. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Kitco.com. We'll have so much for you.